Hello.
Reggie!
Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. I'm Bret. Sometimes I wear a beret. And this is also Captain Xavier.
Yes, I'm Captain Xavier. Reggie! I'm in the woods!
Why am I not there?
Girl! Hello, all of you lovely people. Is there anyone even there?
There are people here, yes. There's a lot of people saying hello in the chat. So, hello, people in the chat. How do you do? Now, obviously, we are not in the same place right now. Captain Xavier is on his property, running amok, driving amok, I should say. And I'm just in my place. So we're practicing good social distancing, and furthermore, Captain Xavier is practicing getting fresh air.
Yes, it's lovely out here. There's actually decent weather. I'm in the woods, in my golf cart.
Yes, you are. No trains yet.
No, there will be.
There's always trains.
There's always trains. There definitely is not going to be an hour and a half span during which there are no trains. Where'd that squirrel go?
If only we could get an hour and a half of a train just going by. I think that would be great for the audio.
That would be fantastic.
Well,
someday I will set up a camera that just views the trains, and then I can just splice it all into a long video.
What would you be talking about with the trains? Would you be talking about the trains, or would you just be talking about anything?
No, just a 4-hour cut of trains.
You know, the sad thing is that we already missed our April 1st deadline. There's so
What?
many things. But you could post that any other day. Like,
True.
I guess you don't need April
Captain
Fool's Day.
Xavier, train spotting.
You should do a monthly train spotting report.
Ooh. Sounds like work.
It does sound like work.
Onward!
Well, while this man drives, I guess I will narrate a little bit. I don't want to encourage him to look at something while he's driving because that would clearly be unsafe. So I'm gonna read through some of these comments first, and then we'll go to the stream. And as Captain Xavier returns to his place, then we'll be able to look more into his makerspace, since that was technically the title of this section. Make sure no one falls out of there. Hello, many of the auxiliary folks.
Right.
All right. Are you safe now?
I'm safe.
Okay.
I'm on my range.
Oh, yeah. There you go. I'm getting cart sick. Honey badger, well, imagine him.
There. Now we're fairly stable.
Somewhat stable.
Somewhat stable.
Somewhat stable. Well, I pulled up some of the stream here, the Facebook feed. Here's a hammer shot.
Oh, yeah, with the mega
like,
smart AR instead of a revolver. I really like that idea.
From the Tri-Strike front barrel, yeah. That looks pretty good.
I may have to do that because my mega hammer shot, the cylinder is so picky about the rounds it would take. And even if that doesn't get great performance, it would almost unquestionably be more reliable. So I may have to try that.
Yeah, this is cool. I mean, the fact that it fits really well, too.
Yeah.
I would run that in a war. So thank you, Brian.
I would carry that in HVZ.
Also a good idea. All right, scrolling up a bit. Ben, just stripping a desolator while I wait for the glue to cure. We'll do rewire new internals tomorrow, as well as carry on with the cardboard blaster after a bit of a kip. Desolator. I have not seen, that's one blaster I've never actually owned is a desolator. Hey, Chalo, do you have a desolator? Do you own one of those?
I had 2 of them, but when I did a mod party for some kids around Christmas, they traded me a Hera for 2, and then we put honey badgers in them for them. So I don't know that I have any anymore. I might have one. I'd have to check my the bins.
That's dangerous. That could take a while.
I know which bin it should be in if I have one.
Do you know where that bin is, though? Because that's a different question.
Back to the cart.
Oh, dear. Hey, here's a pretty one for you as well. Repost from Ministry of Foam.
Oh, I do like those colors. Oh, it's just gear up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, very nice.
I saw earlier, actually, in this stream from Ministry of Foam and Kaba earlier, showing off a cool similar color scheme build that you may have liked. I was not smart enough to take a screenshot, but I think he mentioned it was like a custom recon. It was a recon, not retaliator kit for this blaster. So cool stuff.
Nice.
Oh gosh, what's this? Flywheel the World. I'm going to clean up the Sleeper Recon mod so the shell actually fits together. For anyone who's never done this before, is it really complicated? Because I will admit, I've never looked too much into getting myself like a Flywheel the World blaster, but part of me kind of wants one just because I don't think people would be too surprised to see me like take to the field with a recon, and then they would be rolling their eyes to see that there was like Flywheel the World powered. I think that would be kind of funny. Also, it would just be cool to have because I've played with a couple of them now at like FoamCon. I think I'm assuming you've gotten to see them too.
Yeah, played with a few. They are fabulous. I swear I had a pair of Flywheel of the World wheels, but I don't know where they went. They got lost in the move. They're in a drawer somewhere, or I gave them to somebody. I don't know. But somebody sent me a Pigeon Mark 8 that I still haven't gotten the internals in because I can't find my Flywheel of the World wheels. Apparently, they're going to send me some, which is cool. All right.
That's good. Oh wait, actually. Simple install in semi-auto, just a lot of shell cutting. Thanks, sir. Maybe I'll take on that challenge. I would like to point out that I have made my Jupiter after about 18 months of having it. It is now assembled. I have been modding. I am a modder. Hey, Captain Xavier, where are you right now?
I am currently. Give me a second. I'm extending the tripod so I can actually set it up so it won't be so shaky and make you all sick. I am in my shipping container where I store my blasters, looking to see if I have a desolator.
The hunt begins. It's rather dark in there.
Here in this bin. In Earth. I do. I just have the one.
Here's a simple one. Ooh, here's a thing. Ah, Mr. Engelstead, finally set up to catch up to you guys. Repairing wheelchair blaster. Ooh, wheelchair blaster.
Ooh, very cool. I like that that's becoming a thing. All wheelchairs should be weaponized.
I'm sad that I never picked up one of these things before they started disappearing because they seemed really powerful. Alas.
Yeah, I didn't got one either. That's definitely one I don't have.
Oh, gasp. I found one. I've seen this one earlier. So my daughter is building her first primary from scratch. She loves her She-Ra themed shield that I made for her. So now we're on working on a barricade that will match. More pictures to follow. That's cool. Encouraging more people to mod. She's doing more paint work than me.
She's probably better at it than I am. I'm lousy at paint jobs. That's why I just paint everything black or orange. It's just easier.
You said it, not me.
What?
What?
You talking smack?
What? Nope, never, ever. I like it, Andy. Good job. Positive encouragement. They decided to open up an oldie book goodie this weekend, another barricade. I feel like I've seen a resurgence in barricades recently. Maybe it's because Hasbro keeps putting out barricade-style blasters.
I do have one particularly fancy barricade.
Are you pulling it up? Another from Mr. Engelstad. Adding his first XT60 connector to first blaster to take apart and finish up the work.
Sweet.
Well, that's a good paint job. Once again, more mod work than I've been doing, and it looks pretty good. Nicely done. Unfortunately, I've just let go of my final like Jin Urso / Captain Cassian Andor Deluxe blaster. And another one. You guys are busy. Why so much modding? Engelstad household.
Because there's 4 of them. They all mod and they're quarantined.
That's true. Good point.
Where did all these big salvos come from?
1 hours ago. Working on Rapid Reds, 3D printing hammer shot parts today. Rapid Red's another one that was, I remember being, that happened. I haven't seen Rapid Reds show up as cheap as they used to. Voltmeter slot is finished on my Rapid Strike build. Now I'm just waiting for the epoxy putty on the handle to cure so I can do a final sanding and start painting. That's nice. I actually have a minimized Rapid Strike that I should do something similar like that because it's not really that complex, but it really does help. How's your train, JLo?
It's right there.
Moving up. Oh, hello, Jeff. Rewire. Looks good. Ooh, now here's a thing. Florian. So a cosmetic build because Frankenzilla complaint, it's only flywheelers on here. Here's a long-time project of mine. 2 questions. That's a good-looking shell. Long shot with an atlas.
Yeah.
Good use of an atlas. I guess I will not throw out a controversial opinion by saying the atlas is not that great. I don't think that's super controversial. I think it's been made obsolete by almost any other rival blaster, unfortunately. And I'm fine with most rival things, but yeah, I mean, it's got a good look to it, especially that front part, but it's just so big and bulky. So that's good. I've also seen people I've seen people put darts through it too, just because the plunger tube's so big. Ooh, jumping over to the YouTube stream. Velocity Blaster says the Atlas is awesome. Sorry, sir, you're wrong. Had the Atlas for about 5 minutes before cutting it, Sir Scorp. Yeah. The Atlas needs a lot of work for it to be viable in my mind. I mean, even you talk to Out of Darts, man who loves Rival. He tried to make a hopper for it, and he eventually just gave up because he was like, no, it's not worth it.
I don't think I have one.
Don't. I'm at the top. Look, it's us. You've never actually had an Atlas?
I've had one. I mean, I K26 one. I'm pretty sure. Question mark? Now I don't even know. I mean, we could always check the bin.
Check the. You were just out there, though. You don't go back in those bins.
Well, too late.
He's going back to the bins.
I'm back in the bins.
Ooh.
If I were an Atlas, which bin would I be in?
Shadow Price 2, halfway through sanding. Now that's a good looking shell. Luca.
Ooh.
What do you think? That is definitely a thing.
That is a thing.
That's a thing. I've seen a lot of things before, and that right there, that's a thing.
That is a thing.
I don't know if this is inspired upon by anything in particular, but I like the kind of sci-fi look of it. Reminds me of the Ultra 7.
Also, kind of looks like a phaser rifle from Star Trek.
That's what it is. That's what I was trying to think of.
What all is in that?
In this thing? Right now? Oh, like the components? I guess that's people come up with the components.
What is that made out of?
It's from Destiny, a brushless blaster.
So it's entirely custom. Gotcha.
Nice. Here we were almost going to go on like a 5-minute guessing game of what it was like made out of.
That
Well,
looks like it could
I
be
guess
part
we
of it. Yeah.
Ray, what you think of the Ultra 7? I think the Ultra 7 is definitely a thing. Would you agree,
Yes.
Captain?
I believe it's a thing. I have seen pictures of it being a thing. I don't speculate, so I'll let you know what I think of it as soon as I actually get my hands on it. Because
Aside
anything
from it
other than
definitely
that,
is a thing.
I'm just making stuff up.
So we agree it's definitely a thing. It definitely appears to exist. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
There's a shortened Caliburn from earlier. Very nice. I should probably fix my Caliburn. Oh, look, more Caliburn. Was slightly talent claw-ish. 3 hours ago. Weekends upgrade mod project converting my old Caliburn to a 2.5-inch diameter plunger tube so I can use 40 mags and an elite Caliburn U. Here's some pics of a few Springer mods as well. Tinkercad for the win. Cat.
What?
I like that cat blaster.
Cat. Meow.
That's a fluffy cat. I've dimmed myself. Now that's... Man, I really need to get back into some 3D modeling.
Yeah, that's a skill I really need to pick up.
Once I eventually build a computer, then I will convince myself to do that. Because right now my editing software will sometimes shut down on my laptop.
Ooh.
So say
Yeah,
yeah, hey, Chelo, where's your double burn? Or what's it called? Like double Caliburn?
I don't have one of those.
Why not?
Cuz?
That's a poor reason for someone who owns many Caliburns.
Well, yeah. I barely use the ones I have. They just keep showing up.
That's a poor excuse. Whoa. What the? Wait, this is serious? 250 FPS GameCube controller?
Huh?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Is this real? Have I been duped?
Huh?
I'd be like, I don't know. It looks like there's space for flywheels.
No, I assume it's
it's an air. I see.
Yeah.
There's an air tank.
Okay,
so it's legit. That's a good question. Maybe you just like touch it very, very small, just like that.
just uses the vibration motor to slowly pump it up.
It's real, my dude. I should check the chat. Good. You should first person like walk around with it. Like Chex Quest.
Yes.
They use a TV remote as one of the weapons in that game. 10 out of 10 would I recommend. Oh, hey, here you go. For the captain. Spirit Breach Gear Up Recon I did a little while ago.
Sweet. Oh, that is pretty. I approve.
Specs BZ tank.
Oh, I've got a pair of those. I really should put them in something.
Hey, do you have a Gear Up Recon by any chance? Maybe 1 or 2 or 3?
I think I've got 3.
I was right. Oh, here's one that I had. I actually had one of these not too long ago, and now Captain Xavier has it again. From Bill, abandoning my plan to quote-unquote mod my eBay closet by cleaning and organizing. This is my plan now. Busby Tech 5. The shell is too small to accommodate most other Elite Dart derivatives, so I need to Dremel the shell. Also installing a Tech 6 spring over the Tech 5 spring if it will fit. Otherwise, just replacing the 5 spring with a 6 spring. Also standard Teflon tape in the O-ring with white lithium grease, replacing the stock lubricant oil. Certainly won't be the most powerful blaster, but will make a good backup. No paint planned for now. And the funny thing is, because I actually owned one of these not long ago before handing it off to you, Mr. Captain Chelo Xavier, is that I remember every time I would open the cylinder, it was so greasy on the back. So if you, for some reason, have it like on the table, if you ever just do that, you open the side of it, it's just the way that they made it seal. It's always greasy. So such an interesting way that they tried to make it, I guess, seal compared to the Mavericks method.
I'm dubious.
5-shot. Tech 5. Something that I missed when I first.
Oh, I found it. Yeah. It's greasy.
Yep. What can I say except you're welcome?
Black.
Hey, here's a Centurion. Strife Churion. What do we call these things usually? This is my first big integration. I worked on it for 10 hours getting everything where I want it. Still have to figure out the trigger.
I like it.
I'm glad that the Centurion still has its uses, because I've heard a lot of people talk about their hatred for the Centurion, but also their new uses for it is good.
I have plans for one that I'm hoping will get built this year. We will see what happens. This was built as a tour.
It was. You can start. I mean, now that you're back, because we didn't do that before because you were driving somewhere. It was dangerous. You can't really drive your golf cart through.
Actually, I probably could.
No, don't do that. You can get on one of the little carts and do that.
They've been moved to storage.
Boo. Because I'm not there to screw with them too.
Yeah. They're taking up room.
That's true. They don't really do that much. Here's one from Noah, just doing a couple 7 kg spring upgrade. Simple but very sweet. Strong arm stuff. And there's a DC.
I can't actually see what you guys can see. Is that showing the collection?
Oh. Do you have your because you're on your phone, I imagine.
Yes.
Yes, I can see that. So we'll transition from some Facebook comments to now. Captain Xavier, please give us a tour of your magnificent makerspace. Live.
We're going to start with the collection. Most of you have probably seen the videos, but in the off chance that you haven't, the vintage collection is coming along nicely. It starts back here in 1970 with the ball, the Super Bowl, the foam disc, those airplanes. The airplanes are from later. I'm not sure. I think they're from 78, something like that. The Ghostbuster blasters. Did you have one of those growing up, Brett?
How old do you think I am?
Oh, yeah.
Does it say 83 on those?
They're from 84.
Oh.
Which means I was only 1 at the time.
I was going to say that definitely means that I still don't remember them.
Brett's a baby. He's a baby.
Wow.
Yeah. Then we get into the things that actually fired stuff from Nerf. This was well before Hasbro took over. We have the Master Blaster, the Blastomatic. No, the Blastiball. The Blastiball and the Blastomatic. The bows. The Master Blaster is the double-barreled one. We got that wrong in the Forgotten Nerf video. For the entire video, me and the curator kept getting it wrong. I didn't get it right until the firing demonstration at the end. Yeah. We got 92 and 93. This is when you were born, wasn't it?
That's me. Yay.
93, which is one of the ones that has the fewest blasters. The only 2 Hasbro ones are the one in the bottom left and the one with the arrows. The other, and then the slingshot. But the other ones are all off-brand stuff that I found in random places or was sent. I want to say Sergeant Deplorable found the 2 ball blasters in the top that look like squirt guns. That have one of the most uncomfortable grip on any blaster I've ever seen. It's angled forward, which is just weird.
I didn't choose it. It wasn't me.
Yeah. Then we got 94, which is one of the busiest. That's when they really went nuts. You've got the first Supermax line. You've got the first of the Max Force line. You've got the Ultimator and the Maximizer up there. Those ones were hard to... The Maximizer was the hardest one to get a hold of.
Yeah, that Maximizer, I I want to touch it, but at the same time, I'm afraid if I'm the last person to touch it and something happens to it, that yeah, you'll give me that face, and I'll actually have to like live with myself. Because
I don't have anything that it fires. I don't have the ammo, and it's got some cracks. So
exactly,
yeah, it's
I
gonna
mean,
stay on the wall. It's a good place for it. 95 with, of course, the vaunted 95 crossbow. I finally actually got one with a prod. Or actually, I got the blaster from Corporal Fusco and then got the prod, the crossbow part, the actual bow part, on eBay in an auction where it had all of the parts that get removed when people upgrade them. That was on sale. So I bought it so I could have one that actually has the bow arms. More of the Max Force line, the weird animal looking things. My favorite one, or right, the one that has my favorite story, is the Batman Missile Blaster up there. Because to acquire that, I committed one of the most magnificent acts of schmuckery I have ever committed. I feel bad about it, but it's hilarious. Because that was one of the blasters that I'd put on the list of I'm never going to find this blaster because it was ridiculously rare. There weren't a lot of them released. I couldn't find them on eBay. There was almost no information anywhere on the internet of this thing even existing except for a picture of it on the Nerf wiki. They didn't actually have an article about it, just a picture of it in the year that it came out. And that was all the information that I could find. And the picture was clearly from the back of the box of the Signal Blaster, the larger one. And then somebody posted a Craigslist lot that they'd bought of vintage blasters. They paid, I think, $40 for it. And it had 295 crossbows and a bunch of other rare, valuable blasters. And tucked away, completely unmentioned and forgotten, was that Batman Missile Blaster. And so I contacted the guy through Facebook because he said he was looking to sell a bunch of them. There were a couple that he wanted, but the rest he was looking to sell to, cover the costs of having bought it, which any of the blasters there was worth more than he paid for all of them. So I pinged him on Facebook through my personal Facebook page, through Chalo, and said, hey, I'm looking for this missile blaster. And over the course of the conversation, I apparently clued him into the fact that it was rare and hard to find. And so he decided he wanted to do a little research and find out how rare is it, how valuable is it, trying to make sure that I wasn't trying to rip him off, which is entirely fair. He said, if I do decide to sell it, you've got first dibs because he reached out to me first. And then he went to Reddit and asked, does anybody know anything about this? And as far as I know, the Reddit response was, nobody has any idea what it is, but I think Captain Xavier needs one. I think Captain Xavier's looking for that. Captain Xavier needs that for his collection. Captain Xavier, Captain Xavier, Captain Xavier, Captain Xavier. So he reaches out to Captain Xavier, not realizing that I'd already reached out to him. He didn't know who I was. So he reached out to my Captain Xavier Facebook page and said, hey, I hear that you need this. I'm like, yes, actually, that's one that I'm still looking for. He says, well, there was another guy who already made me an offer. And I was like, so I realized I have him. So I said, is it that Chalo guy? He's always stealing the best blasters out from under me. Don't let him have it. He's like, oh, man, I'm so glad I'm giving it to you instead of him. People said that you needed it for your collection. I'd like it to go to the collection. So then I went to Facebook and pinged him as Chalo going, how dare you go to Captain Xavier behind my back? At which point I finally cracked and told him the truth. It's a good thing he had a sense of humor because he would have been completely in his rights to not give it to me because I was a schmuck. But he did send it to me, and now I have it, and it's fabulous. I'm a bad person. All right.
I don't know if I actually saw it when I was over there last.
It
was not here. That will do it. That's why. Okay, moving on.
Then we get into 96. This is where you really got into the weird Max Force ones, where they weren't just vaguely insect themed. They were an insect that just happened to have a blaster shoved into them.
My favorite.
And a crocodile. And the scorpion. Just weird stuff. But then we also got into the Cyber Strike line, which is some pretty cool stuff because they strapped to your body or came apart and could be reassembled. It was just cool stuff back then. More Max Force, more Cyber Strike. Apparently that weird gray and purple thing up there fires some kind of beanbags?
Do you have the beanbags?
I don't. I couldn't figure out how to get it to fire.
I don't remember that blaster.
No. It's air powered. The handle is the pump. And it's got 2 cylinders that have shells, but the shells are tapered. So yeah, weird stuff. But apparently Drac has a video about it and actually had the ammo for it, so I need to watch that and see if I can either find, fabricate, or substitute ammunition for it. Here we get into, what year is this? 98?
It's about 2020 right now.
We've got the Pulsator. We've got the first
Okay,
of the big bad bows. We've got all sorts of weird stuff. We've got the original Vortex stuff that fired rings instead of darts or discs.
You have some of those. You have
I
like
do
good
now
ones,
have-
and you have
Yeah,
3D
I've
printed
got
ones.
some of the original ammunition now, and then somebody 3D printed me 125 of them out of TPU, which actually fly remarkably well. And most of them have glow in the dark rings on them. So, by the way, train. Another Vortex launcher. Got into a whole bunch of air-powered stuff this year. I think everything. Nope. Okay, one of them isn't, but a whole bunch of them are now air-powered ones, and these are ones that are gold mine for early modding because of how much power those things had if you modded them right. We also have the one that it's both a dart blaster and a squirt gun. The top section rotates around, and in one way it fires darts, the other way it fires water, which is cool. There's another one of those this year. Another of the disc shooters. This one's actually a revolver. It's a 6-shot revolver that shoots those rings. Some sort of a computer game Nerf zapper. I have no idea what it was for. It looks like it's got an old game controller jack. It might have been a console. I don't know, but weird stuff. Let's see. These are another of the years that were really anemic until recently. I finally was able to fill them out a little bit more. Picked up those 2 weird proto Boomco type ones. They fired straws similar to Boomco straws, and they will actually fire a cut down Boomco straw. They're also air powered, not very powerful, but they're also old. So air powered blasters tend to not age well. The seals go bad and they don't work as well. Speaking of air powered, we have the AirTech line. I know those were really popular for modding back when I first started doing HVZ. They do long barrels and rear load, and they could be pretty mean. Get to the first Titan. More ball blasters. That one is a crank powered one. There's a guy in our local group who's working on making one better.
I saw that. I don't know if we put it in here. I'll have to see if it's there.
It'd be neat if it was.
I thought I saw him post. Yeah, keep going.
Got into the dart tag line. Early dart tag stuff. The blue Titan. I finally got my hands on the blue Scout, which I didn't think was a thing. Turns out it is. And now I have one. More dart tag. We also see the first big emergence of Busby at this point. With the Tech 6, the Tech 10, and then the Mech 6 and the Triple Mech, which are just the weirdest things. The Mech 6 is a hopper-fed flywheel blaster, so you just dump darts in the top. But it's flywheel powered. I'd have no idea if it works. And then the other one is also flywheel powered, but it will fire balls, discs, or darts, each from their individual hopper, each with their own trigger.
The dream.
It is. It's an orc shooter from 40K is what it is. That is the epitome of needs more dock up. All it needs is a rocket launcher, which I've been tempted to try to add one somehow.
Found a thing. Look, there's a thing. I don't know if it's actually in the chat, so here it's on my screen now.
What's that?
Yeah. What? Extended hopper in the back.
Oh, yeah.
I think, is that a reactor tube? Use reactor tubes to extend ballistic ball hoppers.
Mm-hmm.
Do that.
Yep.
Anyhow, moving on.
And here are the last 2 years. This
Thanks,
is the beginning of the End Strike era. The first Streamline magazine-fed blasters. And then after that, in my opinion, it starts getting kind of boring. They're all kind of the same. All the same color. They're all the same theme. Yes. This old stuff was fascinating.
Yeah, those caliburns definitely ruining the hobby.
No, yeah, they're the worst.
That slug guy.
That guy.
That guy. Just unbelievable. Well,
he sent me a new blaster in weeks. What a schmuck. Well, let's see. My actual work area, we've got my workbench, my big one with my filming stuff and my Dremel and all of my fancy blasters on the wall and my shoe organizer full of hammer shots and my
all the hammer shots.
Wall of helmets. My dart net thing, which needs some updates. I think I need to hang something down to slow the darts down a little bit, because even with the angled slope, they tend to.
We've poked holes.
What?
We've poked holes through that in the back. Yeah. Yes, with darts.
Yeah.
I mean, not when I say we, I mean other people, and I was there. It wasn't me. Definitely not.
Yeah, it turns out up around 200 FPS, that netting will actually break. So I need something to. Parts. This will eventually be where my computer is set up when I actually get around to building the computer. My 3D printer farm, which is also not currently operational because I still need to do the wiring. I did finally. This was a part that needed doing and hadn't been done. I finally got the attic. Oh, jeez. Too low.
That looks good, Mr. Spectre. Thank you for sharing.
Oh, that's a bolter. I do like bolters.
I should be honest and say that I have very limited, if not non-existent, experience with the source material.
So. Yeah, I watch an inordinate amount of Warhammer 40k lore.
Wow, what a nerd! Guys, I just never got to that, so I apologize if I don't.
You got to pick your nerddoms. Anyway,
I do.
Dart storage, overflow dart storage, specialty dart storage, rockets, and all that weird stuff. More materials, bins full of 3D printed stuff and kits and blasters, and still needs sorting, but at least it's slightly organized. More bins full of parts, more ammos and materials, and there's something alive up here.
Is it you?
It's a tiny spider.
Oh, jeez. I just saw that.
Spider. I don't know if it's in focus.
I could barely see it. It was like the ghost of a spider.
Right. Sleds for making more shields, more materials, packing materials, stuff. There's a lovely view of the makerspace from up here.
It's a good place to drop your flash booms.
Yeah. Boom!
You didn't put my sleeping quarters up there yet.
Yes, of course. We do have Brett's P.O. Box. Brett has a P.O. Box. For those of you, if you want to mail Brett stuff, you mail it to me. My P.O. Box is in the description of all my videos, and then Brett's P.O. Box is here in the makerspace.
What's that in there right now?
A note and Percy's instructions. I found Ultra 2 instructions if you want.
Sure. I forget where I put my previous ones, but I'll have to reconstruct my wall in the near future, so might as well get untampered ones. Uh-oh. Beret, you should tell the captain his Supermax section may be incomplete due to all the repaints and hardly known parts of it. I have a friend who knows much everything about it who could check. I don't doubt that there are many Supermax variations, but
there are 15 blasters on the wiki that I don't have, I think, and most of them are Supermaxes, and there are also a lot of variants. I haven't tried to acquire every variant of every blaster because there's just too many of them. For instance, there are 2 different manta rays, a teal one and a purple one, and I have the teal one, and I'm not interested in acquiring the purple one. Some lines, like the AirTech line, I went ahead and got all the different variants because otherwise there wouldn't be much on that year. The guy who apparently has every Supermax that has ever existed reached out to me through Discord wanting me to put something in a super rare Supermax. I don't remember what it was, but I wasn't taking commissions at the time, so I had to turn him down. But he had like the Supermax, I think it's the 1500 that only 3 of them are known to exist, and apparently at one point or another he's owned all 3 of them. Everybody's got to collect something.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, at some point you're like, well, I could spend like $550 on trying to find this $20 original piece, but
yeah, so that's the thing is there are 2 blasters from '93 that I don't have, the detonator, and there's another one, and they're on eBay, but they want $40 a piece for them, and I haven't decided to go ahead and pull the trigger on those yet. I probably will eventually, just to finish it off. I'm not looking for the Supermaxes that I'm missing because I know I don't have room for them. Like I think I'm missing like 3 or 4 Supermaxes from 1995. Where would I even put them?
Yep. Guess you got to get a bigger space.
The 94 over into 93. That might make a little bit of room, but I've already expanded 94 just to make room for all the Supermaxes. Supermaxes take up a lot of space, it turns out.
Would you say that they max out your space?
I wouldn't, no, because I have standards.
Okay, well, I won't say it either. It's fine. I didn't need to. It's good. Beret, could you tell Captain that if he needs a monolith or 2, I might be able to supply them if we can find them from Angus Bot. Okay.
A what?
There's an Angus Bot.
A what?
A monolith or 2. Monorail.
What?
Anyhow, well, it looks like everything has come together. I mean, I've seen this a couple of times, I suppose.
Yep. What else do we have in here? We have my equipment storage, trunk racks. I have the Nerf basketball hoop. It was at Goodwill and it was in my colors. I had to have it.
Are there any other color variants out there? I'm assuming yes.
Probably.
Are you going to collect those too?
No.
I mean, I know you're a big...
a better Nerf ball to actually use as a basket. The one I've got, I don't think it's actually even Nerf. It's just a kickball. I found it in Winco, I think.
I know you're a big basketball fan, so I just figured that would matter a lot to you.
Yeah. That's the one with the orange ball, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just like the color. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Gosh darn it.
It's got black stripe. Totally
I've been made. I've seen a blue and orange version of the basketball hoop. Yeah, I mean they've had Nerf hoops out for ages. That was one of their earlier sports products.
Yeah, that was one. I decided not to even try to collect any of the Nerf sports stuff because there is more of it than there is blasters.
Yeah. Like you said, you gotta pick one you gotta pick your collection.
Yeah. I do have some of the hockey sticks still in box. I could do a Casey Jones loadout.
Who are the turtles?
That would be fun.
That's the hard part. You do have some of those. Did you have the nunchuck or someone else?
I do have some foam nunchucks here somewhere.
Teenage Mutant Nerfing Turtles. No.
We had our choice. We could have done Ninja Turtles or we could have done Power Rangers. We went Power Rangers. I'm not sure we made the right choice.
I'm never sure of any choice.
This is true.
Hey, wow, it's like you're recording a video.
I have no idea if I'm in frame or not.
You are. Actually, it looks very familiar. That's why I said it looks like you're recording a video.
Neat.
Honestly, just turn on like I guess you can't multi-use your phone for that. Just record a video like during a stream. Nice. Multitasking.
Eventually, I plan to get a nicer camera, and then I will be able to use my phone for things. I also need to get a new phone. This one, the audio jack has died, so I can't use a mic anymore.
You should get one of those affordable phones, like the iPhone 11 Pro.
Yeah, there we go. This one's due for its free upgrade, I think, this month.
Can you go out into the world and get
exactly? Can finally upgrade my phone, and I'm fairly certain I don't want to go to a place where people touch all of the things.
Yeah, that's a fair opinion. I'm gonna go through the chat a bit. Necron monolith, the big planet killer with a giant green crystal. Angus, is that a blaster or is that just a thing? Bray, how are you doing? I am doing just fine. Chayla, how are you doing?
How am I doing what?
Fair question. Review Viper. I like his Viper. I was almost going to get myself a Viper, and then he said it jams too much. And I was like, that's true. I was trying to load darts into it for our previous shenanigans, and it's very picky about darts. So,
yeah, the only ones that seem to work reliably in it for me are the sweet oranges.
Yep.
And even then, it has rotation issues. Though I doubt that's really the design, unless I just need to clean it and tune it, and I just haven't been bothered because
you're not using that one as frequently as the other ones that aren't being used as frequently.
Yeah.
Not all those blasters get used, so sometimes you gotta you just got things you use and got other things that they look cool. Captain Xavier has left the frame. Hi, Chelo. Are you going to take part in the online version of Foam Fest?
Probably. Is that a thing?
I thought I heard that was going to be a thing. Does anyone know more information about that? Because I guess more people can actually be involved since there's no traveling. When is the drawing? Brian, I think you're referring to tomorrow at 3 p.m.
At what time?
3.
Cool. I really should because apparently I'm involved.
You're involved. Oh, because you have a thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Apparently they want me involved in the picking of the stuff. I don't know.
Oh, I don't want that kind of weight on my shoulders. So yeah, you can do that.
So here's the Viper. It's 3D printed. It's a break action revolver. Dual stage trigger. Rounds complete. There. I have reviewed it. It didn't jam once in all of that. I'm genuinely impressed. Battery fits in the handle. Only thing, I don't much care for this. I would have preferred if the actual functional mechanism had been covered and they'd had it a faux hand. There's also that issue. I swear that never happens. That I have reviewed it.
It's a good review.
Get yourself one. If you don't, I wouldn't recommend it.
Captain Xavier, can I have a free Nerf gun, please?
Sure, I'll throw one in my yard. Come by and get it whenever.
Okay.
I think I've got a broken Maverick I'll toss in the yard.
Does that bring all the boys to the yard?
Not so far.
Okay. Beret, what's your... We can expand this to both of us. What's your most anticipated fall release for 2020 from Cybrin?
I don't even know what's coming out.
Like based off of what we saw at Toy Fair, I guess.
What did we see at Toy Fair?
A bunch
of launcher. I am looking forward to the rocket launcher.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to purchase one of those myself just for space reasons, but also just because as long as one of us has it, then that would be fine. And I have a lot of rockets, so I can support that loadout, which is good. But Yeah, it's still just expensive though for what it is.
Yeah, but they got that
Grenade launcher. Yeah, that'd be fun though. I guess I'm not a huge like Halo player. That's not saying that I hate Halo. I just haven't played it as much. But I mean, that primary looks pretty good. I don't know if
That
I'm gonna get it.
me as well.
What else did they show off? That was Nerf specifically. I don't know if I cared too much about the other Fortnite blasters. I don't know, nothing like super special to me. I'll use whatever. Honestly, I don't care. But is there anything that like piqued my interest? The X-Shot minigun thing was kind of cool. I don't remember what it's called. I wasn't at Toy Fair. That's my excuse. Oh, the Ghoul Grinder. Yes, that's my thing. Give me the Ghoul Grinder.
Yeah, the
Yes, I will champion that.
the turret gun. Oh,
Hasbro wished they thought of that, and they did.
no, it was one of the earliest revolver designs, but it had a tendency to misfire and shoot you in the face.
Ooh, speaking of grenade launcher,
What's that?
Nerf tried to make Fortnite MGL. I raise you with my latest project, HPA semi-auto grenade launcher.
Well,
That would make sense.
that's amazing.
It's not an expanded Maverick, though. Shake my head. That looks cool. I guess it could be the year of the rocket. Who knows? And then maybe Hasbro will release their rockets again. Who knows? I didn't realize how rare they were getting.
Yeah, I wish I'd bought more when they were, $7 a pack.
Yeah. When that was like, even then, that was like kind of a high price.
Exactly. We're like, seven. I mean, that's all. It's almost. It's over $2 per rocket. Now we're like, God, look if you can get them for $10 a rocket now. Same thing with sledge fire shells. I wish I'd, bought 50 packs of them from Hasbro when they were $5 for free.
And now you can just buy trilogy shells and use those in your sledge fire.
Liar!
Bum 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 dun 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 dun. Hey, Beret and Cap, would you show off your fanciest flywheel blasters like an FDL? Well, that is oddly targeted. It's back there.
That's my fancy one. Here is my FDL.
Here's
It
a
is
nice
fancy,
thing.
but I can't show it off yet for reasons.
Oh, it jumped. Streams.
I was actually originally going to be showing it off this weekend at PSU.
Is that going to be?
That was going to be the primary I was going to run at the PSU Invitational.
Alas, c'est la vie.
Yep.
I
promised I should probably plug my phone in just in case.
You have the option. Beret, tell us what is on your patch wall. Patches. I mean, you can probably see most of them. There's a few that are hidden, but I don't have all the patches. I just try to collect most of our community patches because patch collecting is fun. And I mean, Xavier's got patches coming out of his head right now too.
Yeah.
No, okay, now he's done. So, all the things. Got to get that secret squirrel patch because I am a secret squirrel.
Why are they singing me?
Question for Cap: are you doing any commissions? Nice.
No.
Can't have a video without asking if Captain Xavier's doing commissions.
I have not been doing commissions for over 2 years. I'm not sure why people haven't worked that out yet.
I think because you maybe mentioned it like at one point that they came back and then they closed really quick.
Yeah, that was because I then ended up moving and have not had time to do even the things I want to do, much less do things for other people.
Other people are clearly just the worst. You should probably just do everything for yourself.
I'm trying. I actually did this week. All I did this week, the reason, for those of you who noticed, I did not get any videos out this week because all I have done this week is build my Lego room.
Mm-hmm.
It's glorious and magnificent, and it makes me happy.
You do have the space for it. No Nerf allowed.
Nope, Nerf does not go in the house. Nerf goes in the shop.
We've kind of broken that rule in the past, so you'll have to start enforcing it more in the future.
I'm going to try to enforce that.
Wait, you've broken that rule too.
Yes, but as we established earlier, I'm a terrible person. Remember?
Oh, okay. I try not to be a terrible person, but I still ruin Nerf. So
I cover it by doing charities and wheelchair black. But deep down, I'm a horrible person.
You're great with kids, but you do destroy nieces and nephews. You gotta stop doing that.
And I do not. Tyr destroys nieces and nephews. I'm not sure which nieces and nephews. I don't have any nieces and nephews.
They were destroyed.
It's because I destroyed them all.
I haven't seen that article in a while. Hopefully it pops up again soon. Moving on. Beret, do you still have your Vulcan sniper? Well, Jacob, I will say no, because it was never my Vulcan. It was Captain Xavier's, because obviously he has all the Vulcans. Why does nobody ask Beret for a commission? Well, I've been asked in the past, and it's a good joke, though. It's a good joke. I guess I could jump back over here.
Yeah, what are we looking at?
I don't know what we're looking at. There's a Caliburn. 9 hours ago from Justin. It's a good looking Caliburn. Shortened Caliburn.
I like it.
Yeah, it's hot. I do like, white, orange, and black is good. I like that. But we're back to this guy again. I guess I'm allowed to like these things too, huh? Right. Oh, I think we've seen a lot of this before now. That's okay. Wait, this is another one. From the Engelstads again. Found Cannon Commando without controls will work without base. Feel that 4 AA batteries are enough. Howls on 2S. You have a slight similar situation.
I have 6 of those things now.
I
think 5 or 6.
That's weird. I wonder how that happened.
They just keep showing up. I've got 2 controllers for them.
Mm-hmm.
If I ever get enough room, the plan eventually is to get enough batteries to get them all operating at once, and then to do synchronized tank dancing. Have a dance off, because I think I've got 3 red ones and 3 blue ones.
They're fun. I did buy my first Cannon Commando when I was still in dorms, and I would drive it down the hallway, and people were afraid. And it was good. Like one time I drove it into my RA's room, and then he closed the door, and I just spun it like right tread forward, a left tread backwards, and just fired. And all I just heard was that. I gained a reputation there. I am proud of it. Good times. Cap, any plans having a hub for supply division in the near future for folks to discuss supply division things like coordinating medics, water bearers, any deal finding for blasters?
The plan is that for every big event that the auxiliary is going to, so we had it set up for PSU, and we would have it set up for End War and Ragnarok Oktoberfest. There would be a temporary server created specifically for the logistics of that event. We would organize, the Water Bearer Corps, any medics that want to sign up. Medics would obviously be coordinated with the actual event, because their insurance may have some rule about, who can and cannot be a medic, and local laws may be specific of who can and cannot treat people, and all of that. America being the ridiculous litigation culture that we are, people do have to worry about being sued for giving somebody first aid. So we're, that sort of thing would be organized. We'd also hopefully organize things like carpools through the motor pool, loaner blasters, loaner equipment, housing, food potentially. I'd love to do, a crew potluck or a crew tailgate party before or after an event, so that there's food available. All those sorts of logistics are the things that I would eventually like to have the auxiliary be organizing, because those kinds of logistics are what make going to an event like that a pain in the butt. Having to organize if you don't have travel, if you don't have housing, where am I going to eat? Where are events taking place? Gear. If we can streamline all of that and make that easier for people, that will really be the biggest benefit of the auxiliary, of being able to deal with all of the unpleasant logistics, so that all you have to do is show up. Everything else will be handled to one degree or another for you. So just show up and play and have fun, and all of the unfun parts of traveling to a big event like that will be hopefully smoothed out and dealt with. There will then eventually be, dedicated divisions that help organize that at every event. So we have people who are, their specialty is the logistics, or their specialty is as a water bearer, or their specialty is this, or organizing our medics, having standard kits. So these are the things that, if somebody scrapes their knee, somebody should have, antiseptic wipe and a Band-Aid. There's something more serious than that. Who is our contact with, the actual first responders for, who can call 911 and know what words to say and stuff like that. Those kinds of logistics are really what the auxiliary was meant to help organize. So yeah, that is going to be a thing. But all of the events this year got canceled on account of the plague.
For an indeterminate amount of time, but that's okay. We move on.
It'll pass, and we will get back to having fun. In the meantime, we're doing awesome stuff like this. This whole event is one of the coolest things I've ever been involved in the Nerf community. Is this, well, we can't get together, let's do a thing. And they made it happen and got all of these people involved, and it's been running, as far as I can tell, remarkably smoothly. But then I'm not the lunatic who's been up for 22 hours running all of this.
Yes, shout out to the man behind the curtain. Men, women, everyone behind this. It's pretty awesome.
People responsible for making this happen. This is amazing. This is the sort of thing that I love about this hobby, that we share, that we care about each other.
Heck, we might be able to do this again, like in a month, or whatever the Foam Fest plans were. Because, like I said, I wasn't going to be able to go to Foam Fest, so
a similar concept is what they really should do. I mean, really, they should do something like this for every one of the big events that gets canceled. Do this instead.
And then get more support crew.
Yes, get more people involved. Instead of one madman running it all like a...
Or a couple, yeah. Get a couple then, instead of having a skeleton crew. As we say this as like people who are doing some of the presenting work, but not...
We're just sitting here talking.
Yeah. Guys, you gotta step up. What are you doing? Well, let's take a step down then. From Zach. Hey, Beret, want a Nerf pun? Whenever I play my Nerf with my brother, he just shows off his Titan. It's pretty big, though. Thanks, I hate that. Here's a good question. Big Tendies, Beret, and Captain Xavier, sure. Are there any 3D printed blasters you wish existed but don't currently? That's a very interesting question, because some people model 3D blasters, like they'll model their blasters and make 3D printed blasters out of kind of their like pure ideas, and then others will purely go off of inspiration. I mean, eventually you get your inspiration from everywhere, but some people really take it to heart to try and design something completely novel, and then other people are like, well, I want to make this, but I want to make it like for Nerf, and then they'll have to tweak a little bit. So I don't know.
Specific, yeah.
Like a blaster that exists, or a gun that exists.
Like one of the ones that I want to get around to printing at some point is I'd love to print a turkey. Exactly. I have a turkey hat.
I know you do. You have a couple of them.
2 turkey hats. Mm-hmm.
Hey, that's next time people can come around your place. You should have 2 people with turkey hats running around. And
turkey hunts in the woods. Next Thanksgiving, we're hunting turkeys.
And you can pull out ire and tear. Very efficient for turkey hunting.
Exactly.
Shoot, are there any things that I wished existed for Nerf, like printed wise? I don't know if I can think of anything off the top of my head. Like I said, it's like sometimes it'll come to me, and then other times it's like, no, I wouldn't have even thought of that. Cool. I also don't have a whole lot of experience with other types of firearms, so it's hard for me to
I
really.
definitely was asking if there's a specific firearm I wish there was a Nerf version of, and again, there really isn't, because I mean, I've got the one that I want.
We put men on the moon. We can 3D print a backwards Maverick. Yes, there you go. I want a backwards Maverick. Sure,
Yeah.
let's go with that. Make the Maverick 2020 blaster. I thought this year was going to be the year of the ballistic balls, but unfortunately, we haven't had enough events to hammer that in. So we'll have to wait. I will teach you all about ballistic balls later.
Yeah. I do want to build a ballistic ball proton pack, like was it Buff Daddy who did one?
Yes, it was.
I want to build one using a different blaster and with a lot more ammunition.
Hey, Mr. Brian Buff Daddy, sir, if you're in the chat or if you remember, Jayla, what was that blaster?
I have one on the wall.
Okay, that's what I thought. I don't remember what it is though. Oh my gosh.
What?
He moves now.
I have no idea what it's called, but I'm pretty sure he used that red and black one.
Tycho Thunderstrike 20?
Sure.
Thanks, Matt.
It's one of those. I plan to use the electronic bazooka.
Mm-hmm. Those things are so chunky.
Exactly.
A lot of chunk.
I am a chunky fellow. I am not svelte like some people.
Hey man, I don't know any people like that either.
Runabout.
I'm a ballerina.
Dodgy.
Born and raised. That's right. There's my occupation. I'm a ballerina. Now you can stop wondering whatever I do. Just like Chelo, he's also a ballerina.
I am not. I am a swing dancer.
Oh. Okay. Close enough. Chonk with 3 C's, correct. Yeah. Let's see. Are there any other blasters you're still looking for your makerspace that you have a list for, JLo?
Yeah, the list is in a Google Doc that is in the description of all of the update videos that I've done on. There's about
a lot of them are tough.
That I'm missing. Not very many. There's one ballistic ball slingshot that I'm missing. I think someone is finally sending me the Django Fett pistol. That was one that I didn't have. So it came in a holster. He's just sending the one. And then apparently JJ has one. I don't know if he's actually offering it to me or just showing it off. But
I've seen it pop up every now and then.
What?
I've seen it pop up every now and then online. So it's like I've been aware of it, but I didn't know like how rare it may actually be or how much people will often sell it for.
Yeah. I do have the Boba Fett wrist blaster. I don't know when that came out.
And now there's the Mandalorian one.
Yeah, the Mandalorian one's obviously new. The old Boba Fett one fired Vortex-style discs, which means it's probably outside of the scope. But you never know. I'd be amazed sometimes. I'll be looking through a bin and look at a blaster and look at the date. 93? What? Okay, you're going on the wall. I found a Mighty Ducks puck shooter at an antiques shop last Christmas. That's on the wall now.
You need to make like another wall.
I'm actually considering there's a section of the makerspace that is currently empty. That's starting to become a rarity. And I'm tempted to put the entire original N-Strike lineup, all of the old yellow N-Strike blasters, just because of how iconic they were to the evolution.
Well, let me tell you, as far as the icon line is concerned, there's only 3 blasters that are truly iconic.
Clearly. Yes. And they got one of them right.
Yeah. Why no Maverick? Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Seriously. I don't understand that line, to be completely honest. I don't like. Maybe they
I
just had those molds.
would've if they had upgraded the stuff.
Hey, I mean, even if they didn't upgrade the stuff, I don't understand the selections.
Yeah.
Like, that's just kind of weird. Not that I'm against the Mag Strike, the Stampede, or the
I mean,
Element, but
they weren't really. I mean, the Stampede was fairly iconic.
yeah, it was. I mean, when the Stampede came out, it was kind of a big deal.
Yeah. I mean, that was the first Nerf blaster I ever bought. That and a barricade. So
The fire, like, no, sorry, Fire Strike. The Night Finder is more iconic than the Element. So the only thing I could think of is that the Element like was a mold that they still had. I don't know.
Or there were just a bunch of them in storage somewhere.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If I had to pick, if I went with 3 blasters to come out in the Icon series and went away with the previous ones, you could still pick from those. But if I had to choose 3, the Maverick would be on Maverick, probably the Night Finder, and then I I was like End Strike Yellow maybe. I mean, I don't know. Like the Raider kind of jumps out to me too. The Raider was a big deal when it first came out as well. Or Longshot.
Yeah, but a lot of those, like they've re-released or have
Mm-hmm.
equivalent of. Um, I'm surprised they only went that far back. I mean, like bring back a Max Force blaster or a Cyber Strike blaster.
I wonder what the regulations are on that.
True, because a lot of those were pre-Hasbro.
Yeah.
But they own Nerf now, so I don't know if they got the rights to all that old stuff.
Yeah, it's so interesting. Like it'd be very cool to find out like from people who actually work there. Like, what would you be interested in bringing back, redesigning, trying to like make bring it up to today's standards, and then what are you allowed to? But we're obviously
Yeah.
never going to get that answer. So
Give me an elite deploy that actually folds up into like a briefcase or something.
I I thought what would have been cool for the Mediator is if, like the Deploy, it had the front magwell able to fold like or change sides, so you could have it
Yeah.
in the left position or up or right. Like finally make that
Like
kind of feature of the Deploy.
side fed mag blaster. Yeah.
Side fed, vertical fed, other side fed. I thought that would have been really cool, and it doesn't seem like that would be too difficult. I could be overstating that because obviously I've never tried it, but I always thought that would have been a really cool, like the Mediator is a kind of a base magazine fed side loader, but if you had that side loading capabilities of switching around, that'd be like, oh, lefties and righties come together in harmony, and then you could also put it up vertically because people like to do that too.
As a lefty, I appreciate whenever they do make things ambidextrous, but then of course I'm then thoroughly disappointed whenever they fail to.
Which is off because statistics.
Yeah, I mean,
We don't like you.
yeah, we're a tenth of the population.
Chats and stuff. Unfortunately, they probably won't make any more icon blasters since it's not the 50th anniversary anymore. Yeah, Nightwing's Nerfworks. I don't know. Maybe that will be the case, and we will be stuck with these 3 yellow blasters that I mean don't really do anything special. But then they also said, you know what else? We're going to shoehorn in 50th anniversary with 50th anniversary blasters, and then gold 50th anniversary blaster logos for the Ultra series. Yeah. Someone.
Is that what that is?
Well, I mean, Ultra's gold, right? Which is 50.
I don't like it.
No. So they released 2 new lines in a way. Thanks. Hasbro, if you're watching, remember to sponsor us.
Yes.
We love everything Nerf.
Send Bret boxes of stuff.
Send darts.
Because he doesn't have room, and then I will get it cheap.
Shoot. Yeah, that is true. Hey, Captain, what is the craziest rival mod you have seen from Justin?
Craziest rival mod that I
It's a
have
very
seen.
broad question.
Yeah.
Send rockets. Yes. Send rockets.
There's this guy who made a minigun. That was pretty cool.
Ooh, is that the one that
Destroyed
destroyed nieces and nephews? I think that there was some guy who didn't have darts. I think he made one similar. So he made he made it fire all these balls because he didn't have darts. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because he kept running out.
I hear that that other guy who like to destroy nieces and nephews, he took that guy's idea. Uh, just took it. Didn't even give him credit.
Yeah, and then he ended up on like the Discovery Channel, and then the guy who invented it got nothing, and he's kind of bitter about it.
Yeah, because no one ever looks at where it came from. That's life.
Crazy rival.
We love you, Luke.
I've seen a whole the problem is after having made the minigun, other stuff seems less. I know a lot of people have developed their own proton packs now because it was never really a complicated concept. The trickiest part of the whole thing is the agitator. Once you can figure out an agitator, the rest is genuinely easy. But I've seen a couple of people who developed their own. One, I think they made an agitator using an old Nerf football as the base and then added some fins to it so it would stir the tank.
Well, that's the thing.
What?
That idea. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Definitely. Here's one from Matthew Becker. When will Chelo build a sock launching trebuchet? Doesn't sound too hard.
Another one? We actually used to play bocce with a trebuchet.
Oh gosh.
Me and Bishop Marchand de Fleur, Guillaume Marchand de Fleur.
Marchand.
We would both, since we were both playing French characters, we would sit around and play bocce because the French loved their bocce, and insult each other in French. And one day we decided to play it using a trebuchet. So we're launching bocce halfway across this field. We have no idea where anything's landing, no idea what the score is, and we don't care.
And the rest is history.
Yeah. We built some actual genuine functional siege engines. We built, Mikos built one that he called the Messenger. That was an actual 10-foot throwing arm trebuchet. I mean, if you put enough weight on it, it would have actually been a truly functional siege engine from back in the day. Like the big ones, like Warwolf was a 50-foot arm, but 10-foot was a functional length.
Mm-hmm.
And we called it the Messenger because we wrapped insults around the ammunition before throwing them at our opponents, and then they'd have to read the note. You know, that led to some interesting exchanges that I will not repeat on live stream.
This is a family channel.
Yes.
Dumb idea. I know the answer, but again, dumb. HVZ, sock launching trebuchet. You have to launch a sock from your hand, right? Or are socks typically allowed to be like projected as ammo?
I have seen some places that do allow you to use some kind of a launcher, but at that point, it's no longer a sock. It becomes some, that essentially it becomes a blaster, which negates the whole sock part of it. It's how the way I've seen the ruling usually done. Like we used a dog ball launcher to throw the socks, or some sort of slingshot to fire the socks. Well, now they're not socks; they're just projectiles fired from a blaster, and so they lose the special properties of socks.
Right. Now this, I'm not going to do it. Just getting it out there in the open.
The trick would be getting the zombies to stand still in front of your trebuchet, because they're not exactly precision instruments.
No, Nerf is a slow-paced sport. That's fine.
If you got like a whole horde of shufflers, you could fire a bunch at them. You'd be better off with something like an onager, though. Something that fires grape shot. You could technically probably fire multiple shots from a trebuchet.
The tanks that have to walk towards you. Oh, here I go again, up against the trebuchet. Anyhow, don't do that. Keep your HVCs safe. Don't bring a trebuchet for reasons.
Yeah, that swinging arm can really ruin a person's day.
Yeah, I guess so. What are both of your current long-term mod projects? Roya 1020.
Long-term one is retrofitting all of my hopper-fed rival blasters to be proton pack compatible, whilst also still being able to be operated without the proton pack. So I did it
don't have one.
Yeah, I did it with the first one that I did was the Chaos, which actually isn't hopper fed; it's magazine fed. But I made it so that it can take a magazine that's fed by a proton pack, or you can use the regular magazine as per usual. I do now have the files. A member of the auxiliary designed me a hose coupler that will allow me to finally do this properly and retrofit all of my stuff and make it all cross-compatible, so any blaster can use any of the tanks, and any of the tanks can be attached to any of the blasters. And so I will start, hopefully, finally getting to that project. I want to do it with the Nemesis. I want to have it be able to be the tank refed from a proton pack. I have for the Prometheus. I also have a Nemesis. I want to do it. I want to do it to my Percy's. I want to do it to my Soldier 76 blaster, and then I'm going to build a custom one for my end of the year build. Will be a custom proton pack blaster.
Here's a thing, work in progress. Tammy, for my youngest son, not convinced about the mag release, which pivots on a piece of filament, so we'll improve on that.
What am I looking at?
You're looking at the future. Yeah, you got to get a little closer to see the future.
What is it?
Future.
A magazine-fed X-shot little thing?
Yeah. I love that there have been so many knockoffs of this, like the X-shot micro shot. No, not micro shot. Excuse me.
Barrel attachment point?
Yes.
I love everything about this.
Like going around that platform is great. Those things have a surprising amount of power, but they do have very small handles.
They do.
Beret, could you ask Cap what happened with the 3D printed 50 dart drum that was posted to the aux page? 3D printed 50 dart drum. What? The 50 dart drum that was 3D printed? That I do not recall seeing such a thing.
Me either. That would be neat.
Recently I've seen the half dart curved magazines, which are definitely TikTok logos, and I will continue saying that just to annoy people. I love all of you. Correct. Saw this one earlier. Have you seen this, JLo? I'm assuming you have.
What is it? What?
Project Skirata, the one that looks like a stormtrooper blaster. Is that what you were saying before? I know we've seen this.
Oh yeah.
It's cool. Like I like bringing it up again to look at it because it's good.
Like, is it side mag fed?
Mm-hmm. It's A side. It's definitely coming out of A side. Moving on. Working on iterative prototyping for a knockout holster, foam core sketch model, first failed attempt, shown as well as first successful iteration. Is that an Apollo with a long shot stock? What is this? Train. That's a very minimal. I've seen a few of these holsters now coming out for knockouts. Knockout is surprisingly popular. I know there were some people earlier on the stream that were talking about knockouts as well. I think it was like Kaba, and in being in Australia, since they can't get all of the rival blasters, and the knockouts just become so popular for many mods, and then smuggling your knockouts across the border is also not terribly difficult because it's a tiny thing. So yay, knockout.
I know Judd went back with a couple.
Mm-hmm.
And takedowns. And all of the Chronoxen and all of the land.
Seeing that, yeah, his video of his haul was pretty amusing because I was trying to piece together how he fit that into his luggage.
He bought a second suitcase.
A little more progress on the long shot. That's pretty.
That is pretty.
I don't know about you, but if I was even trying to paint something right now, I'd be afraid because we've had like nice weather and then all of a sudden it will just storm.
Oh yeah. No,
and then you're like, that was terrible.
The good news is I can paint indoors, but no, for the last week and a half, it'll be sun shining, you'll blink, and it'll be torrential downpour, you'll blink, and it'll be sun shining. Like, make up your mind.
Yeah, but, I'm like, I'm going to go on a walk, and then, drip, 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 pour. Dead. Now, here's the thing. This is pretty crazy. Jesse. Okay, everyone, this is Beast, integration of World Tech Warrior, Strife, Vigilon, Stampede, and Rapid Strike for the scope, not pictured. This has so far been a year in the making with the collaborative efforts of Colonel Warren, Benjamin Austin. This is 4 different. Ow! I clicked on the thing. The main body can take any Strife upgrade for the cage, pusher, and trigger. As to what will eventually go inside the beast, time will tell. That's pretty crazy.
That's brilliant.
I've always wondered about like those World Tech Warrior blasters. I don't know if you've had a chance to feel like the quality around many of them, but it's like they're a different plastic quality. So I've always wondered, for someone who doesn't do integrations at all, right? There's got to be just some more decisions that you have to make with that kind of quality when you slap it into like Hasbro quality versus Boomco quality versus Buzzbee quality.
But if it's purely cosmetic, it's less important than if it's like load bearing or stress bearing.
Yeah, it looks good. That is a cool thing. I like that.
Yeah.
It's a shame that World Tech Warrior has some cool shells, but stock quality is a bit trash. But that's okay. We are modders. Bum 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 bum. Diva Rad Pup finishing touches.
What am I looking at?
The Rad Blasters thing from Nick. Looks good.
How time flies.
All right, we're about at our time. Anyone got last questions?
Yep, last questions. What do you want to say? I could go. I will spend the last 5 minutes on my golf cart.
That's right. Well, Chayla will ride off into the sunset.
Yes. Yeah.
Favorite shotgun? I need to get the new pump action rifle blaster, which I keep forgetting. Takedown. I need that. I need it in my life.
Apparently, there is a
have you tried a spring thunder?
Grip for it. Instead of the regular grip, you can get a pistol grip with a stock point from I think it's from 01 Tech, the guy who does the auxiliaries patches. No. Drive, you thing. Need to put in a road.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
I could use a road. Chase. Hold that. Get him on.
Well, this is about where you started the stream, so all things come full
Here
circle.
from the beginning, we've gone round in circles. Oh, treat.
Well, I guess that's going to do it for us. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. You can just imagine Chael is going to ride off forever, and nothing bad will happen to him, ever. Thanks for sharing all your stuff. Keep posting it here, so we can keep looking at all your fine mod stuff, and then keep posting comments for the next folks who will be on stream. Thanks again to the magical folks behind the camera, laptop, screen, whatever. I think that's all I got.
This whole thing's been awesome. I will see you guys again tomorrow for the prize drawing, the door prize giveaway stuff. It's been awesome.
I will also be here tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time if you're up that early.
Why?
West Coast time. I don't know. Because I have nothing else to do.
Last time I was up at 7 o'clock, I got there the long way around.
Bye.
Bye!